Hello once again everyone, Original Bloodace here once more. This time we are talking about Capcom. Now Capcom is in a bit of a situation apparently. They have only $152 million in the bank, which means to the kids out there or to the people who don't understand this, that's the money that they have not for paying their employees or whatever, but for literally making games. Now, games these days, as people know, get more and more graphical, more and more raw power is needed, more processing, so forth. Well, mainly with PS4 and Xbox, since that's what their fan base seems to only want, is more graphics, more better graphics, more realistic, blah 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 blah. Now, the thing is, with that, wanting every year when technology gets better, that little bit every year, that adds up. The more realistic, the more, graphics, the more polygons, the more all that increases development cost. Games nowadays, games like Last of Us or Halo 4, Halo 5, so forth, those games aren't cheap. A cheap game that costs about $1 million was like Zombie U, which people say was meh, not bad, not amazing. But high profile AAA, well, AAA is a matter of opinion when it comes to like Last of Us and whatnot, but games like what I just said, Halo 4, Halo 5 and whatnot, those cost a lot of money to make. $20 to $30 million for one game. You might think $152 million that Capcom has is quite a bit. Not as much as you would think. That's enough for them to make about, 7 games? That's about it. Now the reason that this has happened, I'll just scroll down so you can see this picture from deep down, I believe it was. The reason that Capcom has done this, and you might think, and people are saying, like it even says here in this article, at first glance that might seem like a lot, however, while everyone is crying doom and gloom for Nintendo, Big Nintendo, or the Big N, which is Nintendo, actually managed to pull in more than that in net profits in the last 3 months, despite the Wii U sales remaining sluggish to a legendary degree. Now, yes, the Wii U is, nowhere near where it should have been, but PS4 and Xbox One will repeat what the Wii U did for the most part, but that's not the topic here. The topic is, the reason that this is a big deal is, look at that. Nintendo, everyone says gloom and doom for them, but in that 3-month period, even when it seems like they're failing, they made more money than Capcom. But nope, no one wants to talk about Capcom failing. Now Capcom, the reason that they've suffered this badly is for a few reasons. One, DLC out the ass. Seriously, their quality in games has gone down dramatically. They used to be one of my all-time favorite third parties. Nowadays, I don't really care much for any third-party developer. Bungie, I like them, and Namco Bandai with the Tales games. Other than that, there's really not many third parties I care about out there. I don't really like Ubisoft, EA, well, they're a publisher, but don't like them. Konami's kind of been eh. Point is, Capcom is a big name. In like the late 1990s, well, actually mid-1990s to, late 2009-ish, they were doing really good. They were a huge popular success, and they were just, one of the most dominant third parties there was. But the reason that they're suffering, like I said, DLC out the ass. Overall quality of games down. And butchering what brought them to the market in the first place. Mega Man. Everyone knows how Mega Man's been treated. There hasn't been a new Mega Man game in... The newest thing we got with Mega Man is Nintendo putting him in Smash Bros. Sakurai putting him in Smash Bros. But Capcom, this is a big deal. What can they do to solve this? Well, it's not what their plan is, because a little while ago, I didn't actually do a video on this, but I was thinking I should, but Capcom has said that they are going to focus more on DLC than ever before. No. That is not what you want to do, Capcom. You want to put out a quality product like you used to, and you want to use Mega Man. You buried him, you can bring him back to life. It's that simple, Capcom. But dislocked content and Capcom have gone side by side for so long. Look what Capcom did with Lost Planet. Lost Planet 1, which was not too bad, it was alright. Lost Planet 2, amazing. A lot of people actually kind of didn't like it, but a lot of people also did. I personally love Lost Planet 2. It was a great way to play a campaign with 4-player online co-op. Very, very long campaign. Just very fun. Had multiple playthroughs. Personally, one of my issues with Capcom is they're always having all these secret achievements that you don't know how the fuck to unlock. But Capcom has fallen so far. And then the other thing, crap, I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the main thing that Capcom still has going for it, and pretty much the sole only thing that they have going for them, is Monster Hunter. Now, for me, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was my first one, and it's pretty fun. I still have it. I haven't really played it in a long time. I've been playing Pikmin 3 and everything, but I will be getting Monster Hunter 4 when they do reveal it coming to the West, because it will at some point. That's just obvious. But Capcom, DLC is not the answer. You have to raise Mega Man from the dead. You have to bring back the quality you had before. Now, what happens if Capcom goes out of business, if they go bankrupt and just disappear, like Sony might in the future? Well, more than likely their IPs will get sold to whoever wants them, really. More than likely, I think Nintendo would definitely be a top runner for getting Mega Man. It's hard to say where Monster Hunter would go. It wouldn't go to Microsoft, I can tell you that. It would either go to Sony or Nintendo. If they went out of business while they had the contract still with Nintendo, then obviously Nintendo would get first crack at it. But if the contract they had with Nintendo for Monster Hunter being exclusive till 2015 expires after Capcom goes bankrupt, if they do go bankrupt, then Sony would have a chance of buying it. Other games, though, Mega Man, I think... Wait, did I ever say Mega Man? Yeah, I did. Mega Man for Nintendo. Monster Hunter, I'd like to say also Nintendo, but Sony could be, depending on the situation. Maybe they could get bought out and just become a second party, and maybe Nintendo could do that and they'd save them, but I don't see that happening. I think they've just gone too long expecting people to think that DLC is a good thing. It's usually never a good thing, unless it's like Monster Hunter where it's free, that's actually made later on after the game's released, then that's fine. But if you're purposely going to have dislocked content, stuff that's on the game after you buy it, that you can't access without paying an extra 5, 10, 15 bucks, what the fuck? I don't know what changed at Capcom, but at some point, if it was the president, the CEO, whatever, of Capcom, somehow they got off their hinges and they just... It was like one little screw got too loose and fell apart, which caused a chain reaction where a little bit later another bolt fell off, and then another one, and then a wheel fell off, and a cog fell off, and a nut and a bolt, and it just fell to pieces. I don't know what they're going to do. Now, Capcom was at once, like I said earlier, one of my favorite developers, especially in like, you know, NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube days. But I think that really does it for this video. Capcom, get your shit together, because this is not looking good. Anyone with a brain... I mean, it's not quite like Nintendo where you should just say, well, never count them out. Because with Capcom, it's hard to say. They fuck up so much these days. I still like them a bit, because they still are capable of making good quality games, but for some reason they just choose to make poor decisions. Time after time after time after time. Now, one thing that could give them a shit ton of money is if they brought back Mega Man Legends 3 for the 3DS, or hell, switch it up, bring it back and put it on the Wii U, or both the 3DS and the Wii U. That would be a huge monumental success. But oh, that's right, Capcom, there was no fan support for that game. Huh. Go figure. no support for a game, apparently. But if you say, or not if you say, but you seem to be wanting to spend money on crap DLC, on crap lower quality games, why not? You should have the mindset of saying, well, no one wants Mega Man, we may as well just throw $20 million into a Mega Man game since no one fucking wants it, and we'll throw it out there. But then people would have actually bought it and you would have been exposed. But you won't do that now, will you, Capcom? Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. This, as always, is Original Blood Ace. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. Let me know in the comments what you think about Capcom nowadays from the past and this whole situation. Stay tuned for more.